I don't know what expectations that Loretta Lynch had for the past couple of days, but they could not have gone the way she hoped that they would. First, not too long ago, she had her extremely bizarre, extremely poorly timed meetup with Bill Clinton at an airport. Now, they say that it had nothing to do with the potential for an indictment to come down or possibly for her to be released for Hillary Clinton. Time-wise, I would say I find that to be a little bit suspicious. She says that they didn't talk about Benghazi, they didn't talk about emails, it was just a random occurrence that happened, although they specifically told photographers that you can't take pictures or video of the event. They seem to have a little bit of information. And I would say, considering the timing, considering how obviously close Bill Clinton is to Hillary Clinton, I would have avoided exchanging pleasantries in person during this particular time period. Maybe you could wait a couple of weeks. Say hi to Bill Clinton then. Ask him how his golf game is then, or his bicycling, or whatever it is that he does these days. Extremely poorly timed. And so, in response to that, I think a somewhat reasonable response from a lot of people watching this is, well, she clearly is too closely tied in with the Clinton family. She should not be given a role of authority and influence over whether Hillary Clinton is actually indicted. She should step down, in fact, and some people have been saying that. Others have been defending her. Harry Reid said, she's a great principled friend of mine and all of that. I'm not surprised by that at all. And so she came out today and said, I will accept the recommendations of the FBI. The same team that has been shepherding this through the whole way will be the ones who decide what to do. But she doesn't have to do that. And what I mean by that is I don't mean that she doesn't have to say that. I think that she needs to appease those who are criticizing her, and reasonably so. What I mean is, her saying that she's going to accept those recommendations doesn't mean that she's going to end up actually accepting them. If she wants to, the FBI could say, okay, no, you need to look into this Hillary Clinton. We need an actual indictment, an actual investigation, totally open, testimony, all of that. She could theoretically just say, fuck it. Or, and this is, I think, much more likely, what you do is you say at the end, I will accept the recommendation of the FBI. I will not be involved in the decision, knowing full well that you and other people that you're connected to could have been involved the whole time, almost certainly were. And so your final stamp of approval becomes much less consequential when you could have been influencing how the process went up until that point. And so it provides you with the guise of being impartial, the guise of being neutral, that term that we've heard thrown around so often during this election, without actually approximating anything even coming close to neutrality in the matter. And it is extremely consequential. I mean, after all, we keep saying, and Bernie is saying the same thing effectively, although he doesn't really come out and say it. When he came in to talk to the Young Turks, he sort of said this with not as many words. The indictment is the only thing at this point that will cause Hillary Clinton to not be the nominee and for Bernie Sanders to be the nominee. And if you're looking longer term, considering that he has said that he will vote for Hillary Clinton if she's the nominee, this is his opportunity to be a nominee, because he is implying very, very strongly, not even implying, he's saying he's not going to be running a third-party candidacy, and that's what he's been saying the entire time. So, if the indictment, if the evidence is there, if Hillary Clinton has broken the law, if the FBI genuinely believes that she needs to be indicted, Loretta Lynch should not be involved in that decision. Nobody who has any kind of personal attachment to the Hillary Clinton family, or I would argue really to the Obama administration, considering the close ties going back a number of years now between Obama and Hillary Clinton, should be making any sort of decision outside of the FBI over where that goes. And as a result of the actions of Loretta Lynch over the past couple of days, I question her. She's not a terrible person. She's made very good statements about a number of issues. In her role, she has done a fairly good job, although not uniformly. But in this one, there is just simply too much reason to doubt her impartiality. And so I would say, although there's no legal recourse at this point, there's no way to assure that she simply acts on the recommendation. If they do make a recommendation to indict, or if she says that they did not, and she will not pursue one, whatever documentation that was contained in needs to be made public. Today, okay? When it happens, not in 27 months or however long the normal buffer is that they want to have with any documentation having to do with Hillary Clinton. In any event, I hope that it happens soon. Whatever is going to happen needs to happen so that we can take those next steps. And for God's sakes, Loretta Lynch, try to stay out of the media for just a couple of days until this process wraps itself up.